What's up, friends, foes, subbies? Thank you for coming through tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me find out. I got Hassa here already. Thank you for being here. You came early. I just realized I needed to put Amir on a feed. So I was sitting in front of the laptop and I said, wait, what am I supposed to be doing? And I have his milk right in front of me. And I just completely didn't know what the next move was. And I'm like, oh shit. So please excuse me. Um, I could have sworn, yeah, I put it at 15. Yeah. So I'm 3 minutes late. Sorry about that. I am that somebody. How are you? Um, Healing Hearts, thank you for coming through. I'm happy you came through for this. You was ready, huh? Kaylin, how you doing? Now, for anybody that's just coming in, I'm pretty sure there has to be one of you that knows what I'm about to play right now. There has to be one of you. Let me see. Hey, Tangela Sears, how are you? Keep it cute with Miss Mel. Miss Mel, did you post something the other day? What you was no? Maybe it was 2 days ago. I didn't type. No. Good night. Um. Thank you, Cindy. Okay. Iridescent Unicorn, how are you? Hey, Sharon. C. Dupree, you came through. Thank you so much. D Classics. All right, I want to see, does anybody know what I'm about to play right now? Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody, because we're going to literally get into it. I'm not going to keep you guys here forever. Kaylin, did I say hello to you? I hope I did. We're going to get straight into it. I don't even care how many people are in here. If you want, you can go back and watch the replay. Sometimes all this just takes up all of this. And I'm not trying to do that to you guys. And I'm not trying to do it to myself. Hey, Valkyrie, how are you? Okay, so if you guys have been following the story with the trophy wife came out and accused her husband that has been taking care of her and her children. Hey, Terry Dow, how are you? Thanks for coming through. She accuses her husband of violating two of her children, her daughters that she had with him. Shortly after that, she got like 2 million plus views. Her husband's niece comes out on TikTok and releases her statement basically saying that the trophy wife is a liar. And she, I guess, got wind of the most recent interview, you guys, the one that we reviewed. Just a hot mess. Anyways, she got wind of it and decided to do an interview with another YouTuber. And I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I waited all day so that I could play it and we could just like react together. I saw it this morning, first thing when I woke up, and I said, wow, this guy interviewed her and he barely, isn't getting any attention for this video. He should. And I'm just waiting and waiting. And I went over and I saw he had 2 pages. So I went and checked out his second page. His second page is where he shows it is it's a teaser. So I'm going to wait like maybe 1 more minute, let some more people come in, and then I'm going to play the teaser. Okay, guys? I will play the teaser. I definitely had to give this guy a like because, let's see. All right, a few more seconds, guys. So if you're coming in, come on in. I'm going to play the teaser. It got me really interested to see this. Hold up. All right, 15 more seconds. And we're going to play. Okay. Oh my God, I was wondering what she thought about it because she posted the one video and was out. Kaylin, you came right on time. So come on. I can't wait to get your feedback as I play this video. I want to see you guys typing in the chat and tell me how you feel about it. Okay? I'm so excited that you made it on time. All right, guys, I'm about to play the teaser. And this is what I saw this morning. And I was like, you know what? It's about to be on, honey. Make sure the volume is up. Let's see if you guys could hear. Let me put myself in a corner. All right, shout out to this page right here. I love the name House of Hypocrites. Isn't that a cool name? House of Hypocrites. Listen to me. I will be playing your video, but I'm not playing it. I'm not stealing it. I'm doing commentary. So please, please understand that this is a copyright law of YouTube, and I hope that you don't strike me. That's all I can say. But I will be putting your full video on the bottom of my video so that people could watch it without my commentary. They could just watch it straight through. Like some people don't want to pause. Some people just don't. And I understand. I have ADD.
She was leaving her kids, her 2 boys.
You ready? Ready? Ready?
Her grandmother ended up putting her out because she was leaving her kids, her 2 boys, with her grandmother for weeks at a time. He has never, not once, in all of my 34 years of living, never shown me any signs that he wanted to touch me in any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
He never acted on any kind of, funny behavior or anything like that.
Would
like,
you say
no.
it's easy for women to take advantage of him?
Yes.
Well, was he aware of this particular content?
Well, he knows about it now.
She said they got married within a week. Was that true?
She wasn't living with an ex-boyfriend before she moved in with my uncle. She was living in her car with her 2 boys. It is medically proven that she has mental illness. Yeah, because she bought the rings. She bought the rings to propose to him. That she had a breakdown one day and she admitted that her mother framed her dad when they were younger, saying that her dad touched them to get full custody of her and her sisters.
She come from a family of women that does this to men. So he is allowed to see his kids.
He is. He is.
So if he's allowed to see his kids, there is no evidence that he done anything to his babies.
It's nothing yet. Nothing yet. And at this point, they're looking into her and her son as well. And she wasn't supposed to say anything about the case until it was completely over. Like that's criminal charges that my uncle can put against her. And he said that it's been plenty of times where she's left them at the house by themselves while she go out and shop or go get marijuana or whatever. They have a record where the kids missed 45 days of school. Been like you've hurt this man to his.
My goodness, this teaser is just I'm a bit overwhelmed. This teaser is a lot. I didn't even watch the entire thing. No lie, I did not want my reaction to be fake. So I played literally like maybe 20 seconds. And I said, oh, yeah, we're going to watch this together. But I had to wait for a decent time to go live. And on top of that, I've been collecting clips for other content that I have coming for you guys. And it's a lot. It's draining. Okay. So you guys, get your popcorn, get your drinks, get whatever. It's about to be a movie.
Core, because I know for a fact that when he got these kids, he was overjoyed. And right now, I can't even really have phone conversations with him because of the hurt that I feel that he has in his voice. And so she ended up getting violent with him, trying to put hands on him. She hit him about 4 or 5 times. So once she found out about the divorce, that's when she pretty much went for the jugular. Because now her second son's dad is trying to get custody of him because this is not the first time that he's heard about his son being touched by her older son. Like, he is burning him up in the inside to know that she's out there making him look this bad. But her grandmother ended up putting...
Hold up. Okay. I didn't even hear that she was living in her car. How do you go from making $100,000? Oh boy, there goes my baby's machine. I guess it's clogged or something. So give me a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play. I can hear what's going on, and yeah, keep listening, guys. All right, so this is his main page. Let me just double check. His page is called, and I hit the like, 3 Ben Green. 3 Ben Green. Come on, let's get them numbers up. He's starting to get up there. He's got 2.3K. Earlier today it was very low, but hopefully more people will see this and review it.
Putting her out because she was leaving her kids, her 2 boys, with her grandmother for weeks at a time. He has never, not once, in all of my 34 years of living, never shown me any signs that he wanted to touch me in any kind of way. He never acted on any kind of, funny behavior or anything like that.
Would
like,
you say
no.
it's easy for women to take advantage of him?
Yes.
Well, was he aware of this particular content?
Well, he knows about it now.
She said they got married within a week. Was that true?
She wasn't living with an ex-boyfriend before she moved in with my uncle. She was living in her car with her 2 boys. It is medically proven that she has mental illness. Yeah, because she bought the rings. She bought the rings to propose to him. That she had a breakdown one day, and she admitted that her mother framed her dad when they were younger, saying that her dad touched them to get full custody of her and her sisters.
She come from a family of women that does this to man. So he is allowed to see his kids.
He is.
So if he's allowed to see his kids, there is no evidence that he done anything to his babies.
It's nothing yet. Nothing yet. And at this point, they're looking into her and her son as well. And she wasn't supposed to say anything about the case until it was completely over. Like, that's criminal charges that my uncle can put against her. And he said that it's been plenty of times where she's left them at the house by themselves while she go out and shop or go get marijuana or whatever. They have a record where the kids missed 45 days of school. Like, you've hurt this man to his core, because I know for a fact that when he got these kids.
Is this not a lot, y'all? Already so soon. So soon. Okay, sorry for the delay. You guys, let me catch up with the comments. Shout out to this page right here. Oh my gosh, what did I do with it? What did I do, guys? Let me get myself back on the screen. I got to learn how to use this system. But let me catch up with the comments real quick. Thank you, Infinite Charms Beauty, for the green hearts for my baby. Okay, so the person that wants me to twerk, are you on TikTok watching Kaya, Cook with Kaya? Because what's with this whole twerking thing? You want to see me flap my flapjack, sir? Is that what you want? Thank you for the $1.99. I truly appreciate it. But I think I'd need a little bit more. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't twerk for change. I wouldn't do that. How are you, Black Karma? Oh, you said, why can't you cash at me? Oh, thank you for even wanting to cash at me. The reason why is Cash App took down my account and I had to change the name. The name is now Sweet Ma 444 Life. So there's 4 4s in there. I'm just gonna, let me see. Do I have a, what, I forgot what they call it. It's like a banner. Let me see if I have one set. If not, I'll do it later. But if you're interested, it's Sweet Ma 444 Life at Cash App. Thank you so much. All right, let me get back to the chat. Cancer 66, what a wonderful time for you to enter the chat. I'm so thankful. We need you here, girl. We need you here. Hassan, you better not leave. Hassan, I've been doing some research on JAG since this morning. I am drained. Jag and somebody else. And I'm just like, let's get this over with first, and then let me get back to business. All right, guys, I'm going to press play. Let's get back to it.
He was overjoyed, and right now just I can't even really have phone conversations with him because of the hurt that I feel that he has in his voice. And so she ended up getting violent with him, trying to put hands on him. She hit him about 4 or 5 times. So once she found out about the divorce, that's when she pretty much went for the jugular. Because like, now her second son's dad is trying to get custody of him.
Okay, so what I think is happening right now, we're watching the first 2 minutes again as an intro, and then he's going to get straight to the interview where it's going to be like a regular interview, because I rather hear what she has to say straight through. And I think that's what it is.
Because this is not the first time that he's heard about his son being touched by her older son. Like, he is burning him up in the inside to know that she's out there making him look this bad. But I just want her to come clean and finally say, like, this did not happen.
So in this interview, we discussing the new trophy wife, Isis Morale, or AKA Paloma Dowdy, when you know her story went super viral about her marrying a monster. So she spoke on her husband being a monster, which I had an inkling that something wasn't right. And I just did this interview with the niece of her husband. And you see within the intro, it is a lot of things that she is covering that she has talking to her uncle with to give to me to let everybody know that when it's time and he have his kids, he gonna speak on it. But let's get into the interview. Y'all know I'm demonetized on my House of Chris page. Hey, show some love to the Cash App. And if you can't, just like, comment, and subscribe on this page. Appreciate you.
Most definitely. Let me subscribe real quick because I hit the like already. And I'm mad that he's demonetized. I don't know how that happens. Oh, I did subscribe. Subscribe. Wait, I just subscribed now. But I wonder why he's demonetized on his other page. You got to be careful on YouTube. You really do. A lot of people think that this is like money that you're going to get every month. They will demonetize you for the most minuscule, minor thing. So be careful, y'all. Be careful.
Hello everyone. I'm Dearica Dowdy. I'm the oldest niece.
By the way, Dearica looks amazing with this hair. I don't know, me personally, I think it's gorgeous.
Of the trophy wife's husband. We have, the family in general have been following all of the videos and everything that she has been putting out against him. And I know a lot of people say, well, why would we listen to y'all or whatever? But it's at this point, just think about the fact that he is, like he said, an older man who doesn't really know about TikTok or anything like that. He let the younger people deal with that. This is a man that sits in the house and reads the Bible and, likes to do just random older guy stuff. Like, he's really not a person that goes out like we do. So me being the oldest niece and me being the only one that has the right at this point to do this, because everybody else either has a job that stops them from being able to speak on this platform, or they have other things going on in life that stop them. So I work for myself. I can sit up here and speak on behalf of my family and my uncle because I love my family and I want to protect just like anybody else would. So, yeah, I put the videos out about Paloma.
Okay, so Hassan, you asked if it was verified that that was his niece. I can't really say that it's verified because all I did was look on TikTok. I do see that she hadn't used her TikTok in years. She hadn't posted in years. And she popped out of nowhere, and decided to respond to ISIS. I think maybe took like a 3-year break hiatus from there. And her last name is Dowdy, and that is the last name of her uncle. That's the name of her page. So yeah, I don't really see anybody coming out and making these allegations and blaming a child for this SA. I just don't. She said a little bit too much. She said the child was smearing feces on walls, and he had violated his little brother as well. That's too much. She could get sued for that. So yeah, she's got to be family. All right, let's get back into it. You guys, I will keep up with the comments, so please keep posting.
Because of the fact that I felt like she was definitely trying to get sympathy from everybody out here when it wasn't really necessary, or it wasn't something that was needed, because she really is not telling the truth on any of this stuff that she's saying. And it's hard for me as a mother to sit over here and listen to her make these allegations against someone who I personally know that has wanted.
Give me a second. Are you guys able to see the screen right now? Because I'm still trying to understand this program. Does it say add media source on your end? I just want to see what you guys got to say. Can you guys see the screen or add media source? Because if that's the case, I'll just continue and press play. Somebody tell me yes or no so I could just continue on. Do you still see the people on the screen? We can't see the video. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that. So let's get it back. Add source. It was already up there. I don't understand. I don't understand how to use this stuff. So guys, please forgive me. If anything, I will just keep up with the comments. I'm over here trying to be all fancy and pull something else up.
Close to? Okay.
All right, you guys missed this part. Hold up.
I got a quick question.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes we have family, but was the husband somebody that like you actually were close to? Like
Yes.
actually are close
Yes.
to? Okay.
Yes. He pretty much was a very big part of my growing up. My dad was there, but when he was not.
Oh my gosh, Hassan, I'm sorry. FYI. I'm just laughing real quick. I got to say this. So, you know how I said I was busy? I was so busy today collecting information on Jaguar. Since last night, I've been working on my video on Kaya since last night, and I fell asleep because it's just too much stuff coming. So, yes, I will have something up about Kaya for you. Okay. So, please stay tuned. I didn't want to say anything, but since you mentioned it, might as well. All right. Stay tuned.
My uncle stepped in for us. He was the one that we wanted to hang out with. We wanted to go see all the time. Like, he was pretty much in the Navy, so he was deployed most of the time back and forth. So when he did come home, he made sure that we were his first priority. He made sure that, hey, I want to see my nieces and nephews. I want to spend time with them, because he didn't get that time like everybody else.
That's important. Okay, let me see.
But he's never, and one of the things that I do want to clear up that a lot of people were saying in the comments, he has never, not once in all of my 34 years of living, never shown me any signs that he wanted to touch me in any kind of way. He never acted on any kind of, funny behavior or anything like that. Like, no, he, if, and I'm not trying to put too much business out there, but I know certain family members that have had those traits, and it's easier to pick up on versus with him, he's never given that at all. He's always been a nurturer, he's always been a mom.
It's so unfortunate, but yes, every so often I have to pause because, this is somebody else's commentary. If you guys want to see the entire thing without pausing, you can check out House of Hypocrites, okay? Over there, there's a link to this page, his second page, and you could watch the whole 40 minutes straight, okay? So, vindictive women are the worst, and I've come across a few that have accused men of SA when it comes to their children. So for them to use children is pretty pathetic. I would like to hope that the truth comes out. I'm not trying to victim shame. I do believe something happened to the kids, but did her husband do it is the question.
Mama's boy. Like, he would never do anything that he didn't feel like was right. He's that one, you know how you always have that group of friends, right? And you got that one friend that is always sticking to the rules no matter what. Like, he's not gonna drink, he's not gonna smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sticking to the rules. Like, if my mama find out I did this, like, it's gonna be consequences. Like, that's the type of person that he is.
Would you say, since he seems like he had a lot of character and merit and has some type of morals and standards, would you say, since he's this nice guy, because it sounds like he a nice guy, like, would you say it's easy for women to take advantage of him?
Yes. Yes.
Was he aware of this particular content that she was making about how you get an older man, how you try to get a man to take care of her? Or was it like, what was this persona that she was trying to put out? Is that something he was aware of, or is it something he came to know, or do he even know about it at all?
Well, he knows about it now because we've shared the information with him just to help with the case and, help him, prove to them that she's been putting this stuff out there. But for him, he said that she was saying that it was a lifestyle content. She wasn't making it seem like she was.
Wow. I figured that. Let me tell you something. Listen, guys, she took everything off of her YouTube channel. She wiped it clean. So we can't go back and look and see her behavior. But on TikTok, if you type her name, you might come across some clips. There were some clips where it looked like she was nervous when her husband would come into the room while she was, putting on her makeup and talking. Like, she would switch up a little bit. If I can get a compilation to show you guys the behavior, if her husband was talking to her in the background, then I'll show you. But it's almost going to be impossible since she took everything down. And the reason why she took everything down is because the YouTube, you know, there's YouTube detectives, no, there's so many people, no, there's so many people that are like out here trying to seek the truth. So with that being said, they went down to her page and just visited all her lives and all her other videos, and they discovered so many red flags, and she doesn't want to be discovered, so she deleted all of them. I'm not sure if she deleted, she could have privated, but there is a young lady that downloaded all of her videos and she has it on a paid streaming site, but I personally would not pay to go look at her old videos. Ridiculous. No. For the free 99. All right, let's get back into it. That's crazy. So she was very manipulative. Poor older man doesn't know what she was doing.
Is doing gold digging content, or
Fact.
how to trap a man to get him to do what you want type deal.
So he
didn't know
wasn't
anything
even
about that part.
controlling enough. He wasn't as controlling as she tried to make it seem, because if he was, he would have knew the type of content she been making for what? How many years has she been making this type of content?
She said about 5.
Okay, so he wasn't even controlling enough to even go dig into what she was doing in her own personal life pertaining to this content. So I I think
No.
most men, if he would have knew about this, I don't think he would have acted so fast, because I see that um she said they had got married within a week, but it seems like they knew each other longer, because she was explaining the situation about I guess the man before her, and how I guess things weren't working out because the oldest son. He said the oldest son might have had some bad behavior that he didn't agree with the previous boyfriend, and he wanted the oldest son to maybe go stay with a relative. So um, it seems like, I don't know. Did they know each other before that week, or like how did that work?
The thing that he told me is that she had or they had been talking over the internet. The thing that the family, like when we first found out about her and all of this, they were talking over the internet. And this is the killer part, because she never told anybody, or she hasn't said this part to any of the interviews or anything that she's done. But she was living with her grandmother before they met, and they were talking on the internet and all of that. Her grandmother ended up putting her out because she was leaving her kids, her two boys, with her grandmother for weeks at a time, just to go and do whatever with different men, or so forth. And
Thank you, Cindy. Let me just pause and say this. Fair use disclaimer, okay? So I am going through this. If you want to watch this in full without my interrupting, you can feel free to go check out House of Hypocrites, where the interview is. There's a link there as well. I will put the link after my live on the bottom. But this is just for commentary, and I kind of wanted to, watch this with my people. If you guys didn't know about it, now you do. Thank you, Cindy.
then she would come back, and when her that last time she came back, her grandma put her out, which put her in living in her car. So when she said that she was living with an ex-boyfriend, she wasn't living with an ex-boyfriend before she moved in with my uncle. She was living in her car with her two boys. She put the narrative out there like she was moving out of one relationship into another, when that had happened way before the
She met your
situation with
uncle.
her and my uncle.
Wow. So
Yes.
she
She
a
met my uncle,
pathological liar.
found her. Yeah. Oh, she has proof, or is
Okay, I just want to say this from the last video. I did not mention this. Okay, here's a huge red flag and a lie. All right. So the last video she did was the interview with Hardly Initiated. All right. So she basically stated she went to the older man after breaking up with the last guy that didn't want her older child around. She said that she left and went to the older man and asked him if she could stay with him for a little bit. Okay. And he said, if you're going to stay with me, you're going to marry me. Okay. You're going to be my wife. And she said that turned her on. It was whatever. So here's the thing. When she goes on to tell the story, she states that before they got married, she stayed in a hotel because she didn't want to move in with him without being married first. So my question is, why is it that she stated that she asked him if she could stay with him? What if he didn't say we got to be married? So like it doesn't make sense. Like so she lied. She said she needed a place to stay and she asked him if she could stay with him for a little bit. But you don't want to stay with him before marriage? Girl, bye. The thing about it is, you guys might not understand the way I'm explaining it. You have to hear it come out of her mouth because there goes a contradiction. Why, like, why did she even go on that show? Is my question. Because people could literally sit back, go listen to it again, and point out all the red flags. I only gave you guys a little bit on my last video, so stay tuned. It's a lot of work. And it's very draining going back to listen to somebody lie and catching them and just like it's draining.
You can look it up for all those people that like to look up information, and you can too. It is medically proven that she has mental illness. And then I just found out recently, with everybody doing their research and then me going back doing family research, that her son is mentally ill as well because she was doing drugs while she was pregnant with her firstborn. So
How
he's
old is
mentally,
the firstborn son?
I think he is 10.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 10, and I
So
think that
he old
Saint
enough to
is
know
7.
he old enough to know a little bit better. Sometimes we believe that our kids have
Okay, guys, listen. I'm about to put a poll up, and I need to ask you this question. Some people were upset with my video because I stated it was a red flag that the mother, when she went on Hardly Initiated, the intro, they were speaking about a bracelet. The bracelet was a bracelet that is to remind you to fight the flesh. So, those of you who know what it is to fight flesh, it's like you're literally fighting your demons. You're fighting something that you shouldn't be doing. You know, fighting your flesh is almost like, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So the moment they were putting out the ad for the Fight the Flesh, the first thing Isis said was, I need one for my son. You need a Fight the Flesh bracelet for a 10-year-old? That is a red flag. So for people to be upset about that, it really, really confuses me. So anyway, right now they just admitted he is 10 years old. It was easy to do the math because when she got with Mr. Dowdy, her child was 5 years old when she got married. And she said they were married for 5 years. Makes the child 10. So yeah, let us continue.
have these mental challenges, but it be the parenting that isn't putting this
Hmm.
putting into them the love, the raising them, teaching them things. So when they go and get evaluated, they be so far behind. We think our kids have autism or have some type of thing. If you saying she will leave the babies 2-3 weeks on time with the grandmother, she was a addict while having a baby, yeah, that could most definitely see signs of like some type of mental issues. But if you're neglecting your child, you're not raising your child, of course it's gonna have challenges. So that's a reflection of how she is a parent. And then
Yeah.
when she did say, "Oh, after a week I was married," that is still in a reflection of your parenting skills, because you don't know this man. Well,
Hmm.
we presume you don't know this man, right? And you say you going after a week you
Yeah.
go get married. You was in a financial hardship, and you knew a man to take
Hmm.
care of you, and that's
Yeah.
all it was. That's all it was. So
Yeah. Because she
let me
bought the
see.
rings. She bought the rings to propose to him. So she bought the rings with the child support money and the money that she was getting from other men. And then you sit over there and this man already tells you, like, I'm a godly man, like I'm not gonna shack up with no woman without,
Yeah.
being married. So you say, okay, I'm gonna go get the ring so you can, so we can get.
All right, this part kind of, I'm not sure about. I found a clip which I saved. I will show it to you in a second. It should be saved on my phone, where we can't go on YouTube and find it now because she took all her videos down. But she stated she had two rings. The first ring was a couple of thousand, and the second ring is $20,000. And she said, I'm waiting on my upgrade. I want another upgrade. So to me, that was a huge red flag. You already have a $20,000 ring on your finger and you want to upgrade? Girl, bye. And you said that your marriage was toxic, but you want to up, girl, bye. Okay, let's get back to it.
Get married, and I can't have a place to stay with my two boys.
So that's why she
Now
still
this.
had that one ring. She still has that one ring on when she recorded the video in her videos, because she actually
Mm-hmm.
bought those herself. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
anything
Mm-hmm.
sentimental that he gave her. It's some shit she bought.
Right. And this is a history in her family.
Mm.
This is what her and her family does. It's been said before that her sisters and them look for high value men so that they can get the money off of them, and then or have babies with them so that they feel like they can reel them in long term. Now, I
Damn.
have another nugget for you, but I'm gonna let you get the rest of your questions out before I tell
Nah,
you.
go ahead. We good. We good. Just do your thing. We flowing. Do your thing. Cause I ain't got too
Okay,
much. Everything
so
else is just gonna go from memory.
okay, so I was told by a very close family member that
Okay, so real quick, I know this might sound crazy to you. Kenya, you said so we're supposed to believe that he never watched his wife's content. Isn't that odd? It is, but if you think about it, him as an older man, some people don't know how to get online and go to certain sites and and find certain things. She probably didn't tell him the name of her stream. She probably, you know what I mean, didn't give him that information because she didn't want him to know. And also her constantly doing her makeup and stuff like that, I feel like he probably wouldn't be interested, thinking that's all the content is her doing makeup. That's just my thought. Oh Lord, when the devil is trying you, just listen. I know, so random that I said it, but look, you get signs. When the devil is trying you, do not let them win. Do not. Rebuke it. Rebuke it. Child. Woosah. Let me fucking breathe. Back to business.
was a very big part of their household because of the cleanliness and the taking care of the kids that she was doing, well, was not doing. Um, that she had a breakdown one day and she admitted that her mother framed her dad when they were younger, saying that her dad touched them to get full custody of her and her sisters.
So she repeating the same thing she was taught. Well, not taught, but she
Exactly.
heard her mom did. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's a scandalous game. And people will say, well, why would she lie? Man, why would anybody lie, man? People have lied over the most simplest things to the most things that
Oh my goodness. All right. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I got to read this. I really have to read this. And allegedly, Fitzpatrick, I don't know where you got this information from. I'm going to read it. Allegedly, you say she claimed essay by the husband when he filed custody of the children. Her oldest son was born with drugs in his system, so he has been very unruly, but she doesn't want to get him help. Wow, Fitzpatrick, can I ask you, how do you know this information? That is serious. I mean, according to the allegations, something happened to that young boy for him to be the way that he is, to smear feces on the wall and to clash with her boyfriends. Something is off. She said that he was the man of the house. One thing I cannot stand is a grown woman saying that her child is the man of the house. Chill with that. It's ridiculous. You literally make the child feel as if they're growing. Let a child be a child. That's all I got to say. Let a child be a child.
got people lives taken. You feel me?
Right.
A woman or a man will lie, even if it involves their children, especially if they
Exactly.
trying to one up on somebody else. It's like it's not far fetched. And then if you got some type of discernment, if you just got some type of skepticism where you can just look at somebody and say, man, something ain't right. And I
Right.
seen it. I'm like, man, ain't no way you about to get glammed up, fake ass tears. You got a ring on your finger, all this, and then you
Mm-hmm.
chopping it up, full production, and you putting a story out about your babies. Bro, if
Yep.
God forbid anything happened to kids, if I had any, I would not broadcast it to
I
the
wouldn't
world
be
to
thinking.
say this what happened to my babies.
No.
But man, I'll
No.
be in jail. Come on, bro.
Exactly.
I'll be in
Listen, that's
jail.
why I said I'm not gonna be sitting over there trying to preserve my tears or none of that. Like everybody thought I was trying to be rude about that, but I'm not being rude. I'm just saying if you have a kid and being a mother and somebody touch your kid, you're not gonna care about trying to preserve your makeup and make it look all fancy. Like I'm gonna let it show. Like I'm gonna bawl, boo-hoo, cry. My face makes my makeup messed up or whatever. Like I'm gonna be real about it. I'm not gonna be sitting over here and for damn excuse me, but I'm
You
not going
good?
to sit up here and put my kids out there and say, "Oh, he did this to my kids," for people to go look them up like they did. And now look, my cousins are on the internet with their
On the
faces out,
internet.
like they have. Yeah, they have videos with faces out, like they can actually see these kids. So now people going to look for these kids, and you're not even aware of this stuff because you just sitting over there trying to get a
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe or likes and whatnot.
Okay, now that I think about it, you guys, she would speak of Shira 7 as if Shira 7 was her idol. Okay, as much as she talks about God now, Shira 7 was her God. Okay, so I think what she was trying to do is she was trying to take Shira 7's place. I think she probably felt she was younger, more beautiful. That's the vibe that I get. She wanted to be the new trophy wife. That's why she calls herself that. She wanted to be the new Shira 7. Okay. If anybody has that, inkling that that's what it was, competition, let me know down below.
Yeah,
I just
I seen everything. I seen everything, but I had to respect enough. Like, I'm not about to put these babies on the internet. Some people don't care, but she opened her life up to people to go dive in. People like me. Most people ain't gonna have no goddamn what you call the ethics behind this shit when it comes to
right.
not putting out certain information. It's one person on the
Mm-hmm.
internet. She, that person is doing too much. Like,
Yeah.
man, get a baby some respect. But
Yeah.
I don't understand why look, she did that 2 hour interview with Hardly Initiated and tried to cry the entire 2 hours. I sped the video up
Mm-hmm.
2 times and I'm still hearing but she was cracking. She was cracking her character when they challenged her with hard questions. I said, yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
she good, but she ain't that goddamn good. She come from a
Right.
family of women that does this to men. Like she
Mm-hmm.
And he is so right because there was a point where I was watching with you guys and I said, oh, you guys, wait, she's actually tearing up. I see the tears. And some people were in the chat, like, people could fake cry. But I could hear like the crackling in her voice. And I thought maybe she is emotional, right? But as soon as the female doctor came through, her energy changed. It was like, you know what I mean? Like she was defensive off rip. And somebody told me the reason why was because she was being interviewed by two men that viewed her as a victim, damsel in distress. I don't know who told me this. I wish you were in here. They were like, she's the damsel in distress to them. But as soon as the doctor came in, she knew that she couldn't continue with the act. And it showed, especially after the doctor said something about staying off of social media. And she said, anybody that wants to tell me to stay off of social media needs to write me a check. That was so disrespectful. So, and it was so telling. This is all about money.
got
Mm-hmm.
practice from the shit. Like this is it's
Yes.
wild. So
Yes.
with the protective order, is that
Mm-hmm.
because I seen that it's been canceled and thrown out probably like a few weeks ago. But she went
Mm-hmm.
on there and said she still have a protective order. How is that working? Is he able to see the kids, or she keeping away from him, or did she try to get a new one?
She's she's still keeping the kids away from him. She's also trying to find ways, or she tried to find ways to stop him from being able to pay child support so that she can keep up this facade that she was homeless and living out of the car, which she's not. She's still living in the house. And now she's having to be given the child support money by the lawyer because she's trying to block him from any way of sending it to her, so it'll look like he's not paying child support.
So he is
That
allowed to see
order,
his kids.
he is, he
So
is.
so if he's allowed to see his kids, there is no evidence that he done anything to his babies.
It's nothing yet, nothing yet. And at this point, they're looking into her and her son as well,
Hmm.
because this
No, that's
with her
interesting.
putting all of this out there, and she wasn't supposed to say anything about the case until it was completely over. Like that's criminal charges.
FYI, if you guys didn't see, I did post maybe about 20-minute video on the trophy wife and TikTok, and there was a professional. Okay, this professional stated that she went and she got the information from the courthouse. They are two open civil cases. It's not criminal or anything. 111. Okay. So to hear a professional state, this girl is out of line for coming on here and showing you guys paperwork and making it seem as if it's something that it's not. That to me speaks volumes. And then for her to go on to Hardly Initiated, knowing how popular that podcast is, and putting out all these accusations while the case is still open is insane. It's insane. So when she said that this woman has mental illness, who knows? I kind of want to know what kind.
That my uncle can put against her. And then the fact that he's trying to go for full custody of the kids because of the fact that he was saying when he was living in the house, the one thing that really made him want to get a divorce was the fact that she does not clean. She said that he found dirty diapers all over the house, in the closet, under the bed, all of that. She does not be at the house with the kids all the time. These are young kids that can't stay at the house by themselves, even the 10-year-old. And he said that it's been plenty of times where she has left them at the house by themselves while she go out and shop or go get marijuana or whatever.
So she just neglect the kids entirely.
Yes, they
Entirely.
have a record. They have a record where the kids missed 45 days of school.
Wow.
She don't want this shit.
45 days.
You have to, something has to be wrong with you when you know you have all these documentations, but she a little bit smart because she know we can't look up the cases that involving the children too much unless it's.
I wonder why the kids miss so many days of school. Where was the husband? Like, is the husband at work and she just too lazy to get them up to bring them to school or get them ready for school? That is very odd. Well, all the truth will come out eventually. It will be public, I'm pretty sure.
Unless it's involving an adult. So now if you're the adult and it's involving the children, then it might be a little bit sealed and the CPS protect that shit. But she has a pattern. She has a pattern from the grandmother house. She has a pattern from and from your uncle. You know, and when one thing I noticed, if you're going to accuse somebody, bitch, put a name on it. Not once in no interviews. Not once in no interviews have she said such and such did this. Put a name on it. Oh my husband.
Exactly.
Nah, if you did something wrong, like everybody that I didn't put on the internet, I'm saying your goddamn name. I got so much respect for even the scum that I won't even put your address and your phone number out there because I can find it. But if somebody does something to you, hey, put a name on it. Who is your husband? You feel me? That's how I know the story ain't got no merit. You can't even your soul can't even allow you to lie like that. You lying, but you ain't connecting that name to it because you know that man don't deserve that shit.
Exactly.
I don't fuck with
and then
dog.
You're still trying to contact him and all of this other stuff, trying to still sneak your way in to see what you can get, and it's not gonna happen. Like you've hurt this man too.
Oh my goodness, the niece said it. I didn't even hear. And you know what? Sometimes when I'm doing a video like this and reading your comments, I tune the video out. So please excuse me and thank you for confirming. His niece just mentioned that the first son was born with substance in his system. She had quite a few men before she nabbed the husband. Her grandmother put her out for disappearing with these men. Wow. 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 Thank you so much.
To his core, because you think that, he's gonna the one thing that I heard her say before was he waited till he had his own kids to do this too. I don't know anybody that's gonna wait for years and years to have kids just to violate them. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
just to become a predator. Most people that are predatory or criminals or strippers or whatever,
Yeah.
when it's degeneracy, it's always a pattern from the past. You just don't be 40, 50 years old.
I don't know if you guys remember when she made that allegation on the podcast. She says, someone told me that some predators like to make their own prey. She was so dramatic and she's looking left and right just to ensure that they believe her. Look, I kid you not. I know when you guys watched when I was doing the review, I was pointing out her behavior. She was like telling a story and being animated, and her voice would change. And ugh, it was sickening.
And try to go express some stuff that you ain't never done that's gonna bring up pain and hurt and harm to somebody. It's learned, and then you exuding it throughout your lifetime. Why would he wait to have some kids if he was a goddamn predator? I don't
Yeah.
get it.
And that's the crazy part. I'm sorry about the background.
We good, we straight.
but
I think.
but yeah, that was the crazy part to me, because I remember a couple times growing up that me and my brother was like, dang, I can't wait until you have your own kids that you can tell what to do, so you can leave
Yeah.
us, you can stop pretending like you're our daddy. So
Yeah.
I know for a fact that when he got these kids, he was overjoyed. And right now, just
Mm-hmm.
I can't even really have phone conversations with him because of the hurt that I feel that he has in his voice. Like, I can tell that this man is
This can
not
drive somebody
okay.
to the grave, dog.
Yeah.
That heartbreakiness can drive somebody to the grave. And there's so many men that get accused of particular things, and the media just go with the narrative, right? And then they
Mm-hmm.
gotta face this stuff. You gotta spend money
Yep.
to 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 uh to defend a lie. You know what I'm saying? You gotta spend money
Mm-hmm.
to defend your name, your honor, and then
Yep.
it takes a toll on you, man. You don't know what sometimes
Yeah.
people don't even want to be here because, like, damn, are they gonna believe me? There's certain situations where
Right.
evidence look like it was that this a possibility that they may did this. But like, man,
Yep.
I hope the best for him, and I hope everything on the internet that she didn't put on the internet that she tried to scrub, everybody, once it went viral, everybody on the internet got a video of something that does
Oh
not look
yeah.
right. And I was one of them
Oh yeah.
I was one of them people to call it out. I was one of the people to call. I said, man, something ain't right with this woman, man. Can't do it.
Just like the video that they have up where they hear him and her and the baby in the background, and the baby is saying ow. Like, he was like, I
Mm-hmm,
was trying to help them get, put their clothes and stuff on for bed, because she,
mm-hmm,
didn't have them ready when I got home from work. So I had to go up there and do what she didn't want to, she didn't
mm-hmm.
do.
Sorry, I have to read this because when she did say sacrificial lambs, I was like, ain't no way. But yeah, Cancer 66, thank you so much for this comment. One of the most disturbing things she said is she called her daughter sacrificial lambs. That statement blew my mind. Girl, it blew mine too. To be honest with you, while we were watching the live, I didn't even process it. It was after I started to see more red flags, and I was just like, how did I miss this? Sacrificial lambs. And the the talk of God was excessive. Like, girl, you was following Shira 7. Sprinkle, sprinkle, baby. Were you talking about God back then? No. And people that actually follow her said that she never talked about God. Now all of a sudden it's God, God, God. Child, why do people do this? When you play with God like that, you play in people's faces, hey, the karma that comes with it, child, life changing. You better be careful.
So it's kind of like
They try to
all of
flip
that little
that.
stuff.
I said,
Yeah.
don't try to flip some shit like that, because if this was never an accusation, none of y'all would even said nothing about that. So don't try to piece it
Exactly.
together to make somebody look like a villain because you hear an ounce of
Mm-hmm.
something that you may seem abnormal. Nah, that's a kid, and she probably could see the goddamn child. So I don't want it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see it at
Yep.
a different lens, man. We just ain't about to just accuse people, and then your uncle got some responsibility on himself. You gotta vet these women, dog.
Mm.
You have to
Oh
vet
yeah.
these women and to be a little bit more selective on who you involve in your life and bring in your life, because shit like this will happen, man.
Yeah.
The worst
And
thing you can do is help a woman in need. Move a
yeah,
woman in
he
your
is
house
one
in
of
need. Should have gave her
he's
an
one of them
apartment or
lover
something.
men. You know the
Yeah,
men that just want to be in the like just want a family so bad that they just take which one that comes to them, like
it
the
comes
best
to yeah.
candidate they feel, but they don't see the red flags. Like that's
Hmm.
him. Like yes, it's been put out there that he's been married, that she was his fourth wife, and he's had some good women along the way. But at the same time, it's a growing process. Men will be
Yeah.
men. Men will still, okay, I got this one, but I see this one shaking.
All right. And speaking of him having four wives, I don't know if you guys recall during the interview, she stated something about one of his exes. I can't say it was a wife. One of his exes came to the door and she looked extremely young. She looked underdeveloped, if you that I can't really remember the words she said exactly, but underdeveloped. And she was trying to set like the stage to make it look like he was a predator by saying that the young lady he was with looked like, you know, a little girl. So many things that happened on that interview that I'm looking back at. I'm like, yo, she was trying to put it together to make him look this way. I knew the niece was going to come out, but I didn't think she was going to do an interview. This is even better.
A little leg, so I'm gonna go and entice
Yeah.
that one. That's always been with him. Like it's never been no off the wall pedophile, none of that stuff. It's always been like, okay, yeah, I'm an occasional man, and I may, cheat, and that cost
Yeah.
him his relationships. But it never has been him putting his hands on women, him SDing any women, or him,
Hmm.
doing anything crazy to anybody's kids. So
No,
that's the only
they had
reason,
asked
pretty
her a
much.
question. They had asked her a question. Have any other victims came up front? And I guess she said something about the ex-wife was so distraught that she didn't even want to speak. Where she get that from?
I don't think that that's true either, because none of his
Hmm.
ex-wives would even talk to her, honestly. Like, and
Yeah.
then uh we're still close with, a couple of his wives, so they would never sit over there and put anything like this or be on her side with something like this.
See, I missed it again. PB Fitzpatrick, thank you so much for that. My son's machine is about to go off. You say, I believe she was affected by her mom's change of gender when she was younger. The mom had other lesbians around her and her sister. My thought is maybe she was violated. That's not to say that it's not possible. You guys got to remember, not all people that violate children are men. Like women do it too. And I've seen it more often in women lately on the media. Lots of teachers taking advantage of young little boys. Nasty. You guys got to be careful with everyone, including your family.
Is with him. They will
and
tell you, yeah.
the story. I said, my bad. The story is
No,
so
you're fine.
big. If the story is so big, I know the ex-wives seen this shit. If it was a ounce of the truth, they would have been came out.
Mhm.
They would have
Exactly.
been came out and said something and validated her claims. But
Hmm.
everybody don't have to come out in defense. But sometimes or offense and say, hey, this and that. That's not everybody lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I pretty much, the main thing that I wanted to get out there is the fact that this is learned behavior. This was something that she
Okay, guys, you know what I think is going to happen? I think somebody's going to come out and expose her. Somebody she dealt with, one of her exes, one of her friends that she no longer talks to anymore. Somebody who cut her off is going to come out and do an interview with a huge podcast or just do a live for themselves, I do feel like she will be exposed. When you do things like that to harm somebody's reputation or livelihood or anything like that, when it backfires in the worst way. So be careful when you play dirty. Be very careful.
He already had up her sleeve as a emergency plan if she didn't get anything in the divorce, or if things didn't go right for her to move to the next household until she found the next person or whatever. I've also seen on there that she was saying that she don't trust men anymore, but I'm pretty sure that you're still on the dating sites and all that other stuff trying to find your next victim, because
She talking about she don't trust men no more, but then she was like, uh, in 10 years I want to have another baby. Girl,
you really don't have no money coming in right now. All your credit cards is cut off. You know, the only money that you have is from, I guess, the GoFundMe that she put together. But
Do you
I'm not. Go ahead.
FYI, the GoFundMe is at $9,446, which is odd to me. Let me refresh it. Okay. This is odd. For her to have almost 3 million views, most recently, somebody just donated 5 hours ago. 4 days ago, somebody gave $10. 5 days ago, somebody gave 50. 7 days, $10. 9 days ago, 15. I find it so hard to believe that a woman that came on YouTube and told a story about marrying a monster who violated her children, and she has a brand new baby, right? Only gave her $9,446. Do you think that most people just don't believe her? And that's why she's not getting the help or the sympathy? I mean, I didn't get a lot of people. And Poppy, let me press play. My baby's coughing.
Oh, do you know why your uncle had to put in? Well, he was attempting. It seems like he was attempting to file like domestic charges or something against her, but I don't think the courts accepted it in a way. Why was he
Yes.
doing that? What was the situation about that when he was trying to file those domestic charges against her?
She was okay. So he said that she had came to where he was, trying to demand him to give her money because she was saying that her and the kids hadn't eaten and all that other stuff. And so she ended up getting violent with him, trying to put hands on him. She hit him about 4 or 5 times, and she was just going belligerent to the point where he tried to press charges on her because he was like, it's not fair that everything that I do, yeah, they can take the charges, but when it comes to her, no, it's always something. It's always a hiccup. So when he went down there,
I think that she's belligerent. Here's the thing. You just were in a relationship with a man that bought you everything that you desire. He got you 2 wedding rings, the most expensive, $20,000. And then you say that you're going to upgrade the ring. You live in a life. He's taking care of you. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't even clean. I wonder if she cooked for him. She got all that done, and all she had to do was go sit in front of YouTube, do her makeup, and talk about her fake trophy life. Because clearly, when she did the hardly initiated interview, she stated that he was so controlling. Oh, it wasn't good. He would try to RAPE her. That came from her mouth multiple times. Girl, anybody that could come on, dress up, and act as if their life is perfect, giving you advice, child, run. It be those. I love people that are transparent. They come on and they are themselves. They don't have to, you know, front for what?
There, they told him that he didn't have any marks or anything like that to prove that she had hit him, so he couldn't press charges.
Okay, and then
They wouldn't
the
let him.
very next day, that's when she went to go file these charges about him, um, basically trying to violate the baby. So so
Hmm.
basically, it seems like it's vindictive.
So once she found out about the divorce, that's when she pretty much went for the jugular. Like she was just like hands down, I'm going for what I know.
Hmm.
And my uncle, he went for the, like he was already asking her for a divorce before, but like I said, once my grandmother had came forth and told him what the baby had said about, her brother touching her, my uncle went off the rails to the point where he was like, okay, I'm really done now. Like I don't want no parts of this. I want my kids and all of that. And for her to save her kids and to save
Hmm.
everything that she had going on, she decided to try to make him look like the villain.
Mm. So when you said in the initial video when you first came out and told the story, you said
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to get the baby help. So he was trying to get the not the baby, but he was trying to get the well
Her
probably the
son.
baby as well. But he was trying to get the son help because he already
Mm-hmm.
had a history of May being mentally challenged. But I can just equate that for
Yes.
you and then neglecting your goddamn kids and not raising them. You feel me?
Yes.
So this is when did you feel like that like she went in that spiraling mode to try to basically protect her son or she like what was it like because if you
Yeah.
neglecting your son are you really trying to protect them or is it the fact that uh you don't I don't
I want to know, you guys. I don't know if you were able to see that when the accusation came out that her son was the one that was violating the younger children, including the younger brother, which is crazy. Keep in mind, when she went on that show and they were selling a bracelet called Fight the Flesh, she said, I need one for my son, your 10-year-old son. Just remember that. People be telling on themselves. Okay. So, anyway, um, as far as that goes, ooh, child, tell me why I already forgot what I was trying to say. Hold up.
know it's mine.
Okay. Protecting her son. So basically, she had made a live, maybe a 3-minute live saying, how dare you say that my son did this? My son did not. She's just like speaking up for her son. And then 15 minutes later, she deletes the live. Why would you delete the video defending your son from such a terrible allegation? And the thing about it is, once she took it down, she never like spoke again on it. That's not protecting your child. Anyhow, maybe she took it down because she showed the paperwork, but still, address the fact that your child is being accused of something as bad as that. And it's worse than what you accuse your husband of. Because clearly, you said that your husband never touched your boys. But according to his niece, your son touched your boy and your girls. I don't know if you guys know, there are children that are, you know, I can't say they're born this way, but there are children that are violated at a very young age and they are violating other children at a very young age. You could be 10 years old and do these types of things. It is possible. It's sad, but true.
I'm blowing
It's
to even think.
it's right now. Yeah, right now she's in crisis mode. Like she's everything is backfiring on her. Everything that she thought that she was doing is coming to a halt because now her second son's dad is trying to get custody of him because this is not the first time that he's heard about his son being touched by her older son. So
Hmm.
all
So
of the dads
okay.
What? So the youngest son, wow, the father is trying to get him. Now listen about this. I feel like the father might come out and speak. Like, for instance, let's just say the father is fighting for custody of his youngest son, right? Of her youngest son. And she doesn't like comply. He might say, F it, interview me next. That'll be, ooh, child. Like she said, it's backfiring. We already discussed this last week. It's backfiring. D Ham, what's good? I hope you're still in here. Last time you stayed the entire live and it truly meant the world to me. Let me tell you, your commentary was on point, D Ham. If you missed anything in the beginning, this interview is crazy. You need to watch it.
Oh, and then the first,
They
her oldest son's dad doesn't even want nothing to do with her, so
Mm-hmm.
she has a
So all
history
of
with
it
it.
seems like all of the dads are coming together trying to get their goddamn kids from this woman.
Mm-hmm. Because she doesn't
Like
really.
they
It's
trying to
not
get their
about the kids.
kids. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's not. She does. She's not
Mm-hmm.
this mother that she claims that she is. It's been plenty of times where I've known my grandmother went up there to the house just to clean the house because my uncle was overwhelmed with taking care of all the kids and trying to make sure that the house is clean when his wife is sitting right there just laid in there either doing her vlogs
Mm-hmm.
or out shopping or whatever. The reason why her credit cards was
Mm-hmm.
taken, or the reason why she feel like he was controlling with the money, was because he gave her a credit card and she spent up $500 off of that credit card within an hour.
So she
Like,
she she
no.
she she tried to flip the story as if he was holding out on her. He was just trying to make
Yeah,
them suffer and all this, but really you need to be cut off because you've been taken advantage and you not been the
exactly.
mother or the wife that you needed to be to this man. So when this man trying to
Hmm.
get the fuck
I was so upset. I didn't even catch the sacrificial lamb while I was live because I was so tuned out when reading the comments. But Dham, I missed your comment and I regret it. After the fact, when I went back to rewatch because I need to pull up the rest of the red flags, I saw so many great comments you left, Dham. Sacrificial lambs is one of the red flags I left for your comments during your review, Sweet Ma. Um, Love Vibe says, people always use God to receive compassion for their benefit, and I cannot stand that.
from around you, now it's an issue. You want to get the police
Hmm.
involved. You trying to get, you know what I'm saying? You trying to
Yeah.
put the toughest case on him that is hard to beat, especially when you're a man, so you can gain custody of your children.
Hmm.
But your other baby father is trying to gain custody of the child too. Now you get in contact with
Yep.
him, man. Everybody see when somebody doing wrong, put that shit out in the forefront. Put it out in the
Hmm.
forefront. I'm trying to get in contact with the other baby daddy as well. And if the
Yep.
uncle, he probably never want to speak on this until he have custody of his kids. But if he ever
Yeah,
wanted to
he
come
said
tell his
that
side of the
he
story,
don't want to interrupt anything that he got going on in the legal system right now. Like, he really wants to get on here and tell his side of the story because now that he knows from us sending him all of the information that's been out there so that he can be aware, like, he is burning him up in the inside to know that she's out there making him look look this bad, and people are really
mm-hmm,
out there like really sending death threats and all of this stuff. So,
Wow.
and some of the vloggers or some of the people have actually found his information and tried to reach out.
mm-hmm.
So she's really destroying this man's life just because of the fact that you won't be the woman that you need to be and get out there and do your own stuff and not try to piggyback off of every man that you get. Like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, think about it. She met this guy and moved in with him immediately after leaving another relationship. This woman is a serial, like, I don't even know what to call her. Um, this is a bit disturbing because children are involved and she does not care if she puts her children at the forefront. It's almost like, you guys ever remember that movie with what is his name? Spike Lee. Not Spike Lee. When they took the child to use to block from the bullets. I cannot remember, but when I cannot stand that when people use children. She gonna pay for this. She gonna pay for it. Wesley Snipes, New Jack City, using her children as a shield. Okay, that's what she's doing.
So yeah, she has mental issues. Her son is definitely record that he has some mental issues. So it's like I wish them the best and I want them to get the help that they need, but I just want her to come clean and finally say like this did not happen, because you're ruining a person's life for no reason, just for your own, for what you think
She
is
too
your own
far
gain.
in. She too far gone. She can't come out and say that. She can't come out and say that, hey, this was all a lie. I did this for what? Like you can even, you did this for full cuts. Like what are you doing this for? You understand me?
Right.
Like
To get back at him, she doesn't want another woman to um, live the lifestyle that she was living. That's what I think. Imagine this: for 5 years of your life, you are pampered, you are taken care of. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't even damn near clean, according to the husband. You don't clean, right? You just have babies and drive Mercedes because she bragged about having a Mercedes. Oh yes, in my S5, and I don't know nothing about cars like that, but she said, and I have another, and my Porsche, and then our family car is the Maserati. Like, anyways, that's the way she would talk. Imagine that lifestyle being snatched away from you. You're gonna react, right? You're gonna lose it. So what's the next step? He's taking all this away from me. Let me ruin his life. That's what I think. Let me protect my son and put him out there and say that he did all these things. Hmm. Interesting.
I don't understand. And people can see through it, man. I'm not if I seen any English of your uncle being what she's saying, I would be making this video about your goddamn uncle. But none of this shit adds up. It
Right.
don't add up. When I looked at the documentation, I'm like, well, he tried to file and get 3 charges against competed. It's like he went to 3 different counties or some shit. Drove to 3 different spots. Yeah, it seemed like he went to 3 different counties and went to 3 different spots to try to get this DV on this woman. Then the next day she was able
Mm-hmm.
effortlessly to get charges on him or a protective order on him that they cancel. But she's still going around saying like he's on a protective order. No, he can see his kids.
Right.
You just not allowed.
Oh, thank you, Cindy, for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Thank you dearly. And if anybody um, sent me a Cash App, I will check my phone. I'm not sure. My phone is vibrating. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a message. Might be important because you know what? Sometimes I'm live and I'm like so far behind on the comments. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Looks like my phone is just vibrating, but I don't see any messages. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. But thank you, Cindy, for the super sticker. Um, I wanted to read Cancer's 66 comment. You said, I just don't understand how the 2 men who interviewed her believed the ish that was coming out of her mouth. Do you think they regret having her on their channel? I do believe, personally, I do believe not only do they regret it, that they don't believe her now. I don't think they would have had her on the show had they not believed her, right? But if you go back to their page, Hardly Initiated, they cut up her interview, and so I don't know how many parts. They'd be like, ISIS confronted by callers, um, like just almost like sensationalizing and just profiting off of her pain. I'm going to say pain because we don't know. We don't know whether this to be true, but obviously I'm more on the I don't believe her side. And anybody that feels offended, I'm not sorry. This is my observation from her just going, on this interview. It's just weird. And her behavior with the therapist, the one that is supposed to help you, was just so off putting. It was just like, all right, she sees through you. You see that she sees through you. So now you're mad.
Allowing him to see his kids. Like he trying to
Right.
be a father. He gonna get full custody of them kids. And for anybody that might say why he ain't came up and speak up, he's not internet savvy. He's not the tech savvy. He's every
Mm-mm.
man don't got a guy. He fighting it through court. When he get his fucking kids, and then he can speak his truth and tell his goddamn story. But it's so easy to
Yes.
believe a pretty woman. She a pretty woman. It's easy to believe a pretty
And
woman
she
that know how to
is.
fucking cry.
She all right. She all right. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you lie like this, you become ugly to me. And I don't find her to be an honest individual. So she all right.
On camera.
Right. Because when I seen her the first time, I was like, she kind of looked like a little Cardi B, remix
Yeah.
type thing. But I'm like,
Definitely Timu. Not even Shein. Definitely Timu.
oh,
She did.
hey, I don't like, and I didn't want to come on so hard when I did come on, but I was furious because of the fact that she was out there just spewing all of these lies and then watching the people sit over here and attack somebody that's
Mm-hmm.
very close to me and is almost like a second dad in my
Mm-hmm.
life. Like I would never.
Boy, oh boy, let me tell you something. I need to go back and watch this by myself. Okay. Reason being is PB Fitzpatrick, if it wasn't for you, I honestly would miss out on a lot because you just said the children actually told the nurse and the doctors at the hospital that their brother touched us. That is why he's not in jail. There are no charges as of now. I somewhat, it's like I remember hearing that in the first video that this young lady dropped on TikTok, that she said that the children said it was the brother, but I didn't hear her say it on this interview. I will be going back because obviously when you are hosting a live and trying to pay attention to multiple things, you might miss a lot. And I don't want to you know, take this is a serious topic and just like no, we're not missing any red flags. I will go back and watch it later. And then she's showing the protective order like it's charges on the man. He would have been in jail. Exactly. And anybody could get a protective order. Somebody and I say this all the time just to give an example. Somebody put a protective order against me and I had no clue. Thank God to the subscriber that reached out to me on a fake page to warn me about it. Just letting you know this person put a restraining order out on you. And if you don't reply by such and such, you'll have a restraining order on you for a couple, maybe 2 years or so. And it would be on my record. So I went and I tried to do some research. Where's the courthouse? Where's this? And I called that state and I was like, I live in a whole nother state. We have different time zones and everything. Why would this person do this? And I haven't seen this person in about 2 to 3 years. So why do they need a protective order against me? So long story short, this person put the protective order against me because they're trying to destroy me. I don't even want to go into too much detail. If you guys want to know about it, I did a video about it after I did the court Zoom thing. They told me I had to go all the way out of that. I would have to fly out to court for this. And I spoke to somebody and I explained, I said, this person is falsely doing this to me. What do? I have a disabled child. They did everything in their power. They were transferring me over from this number to that number, asking, can we ask the judge for permission for her to do a Zoom instead of flying into this town? So the judge allowed for me to do the Zoom. I show up to the Zoom and I'm shaking. My legs are shaking. I'm watching all these other court cases come through. And then they call my name. And I'm just like, I'm here. And then they call the name of the person that put the false restraining order on me about 3 times. And they were like, the judge goes, I don't like when people play with the court. Da 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 da. Case dismissed. That was God. Thank you. So yeah, that person knew that I didn't know about the restraining order because they served me through the newspaper, and I don't live there. So how would I ever see it? Shout out to the person that contacted me and gave me the article and everything that I needed to see that my name and date of birth was where it was. And I was able to do that. That's nothing but God. And that person, I kid you not, I went back to thank them. They never opened my messages. So I don't know who you are. Maybe an angel. God really does keep my head above water, and I'm so thankful. So, like I was saying, people do stuff like that to ruin you, and I do feel like that's what she's doing, trying to ruin him. And that order, straight BS. I think it's because children are involved, so they granted the order, possibly, but I don't know. Sorry, y'all, for the yap yap yap.
Want to be just sit back and let that happen, especially when I know I got free range to get on here and say how I feel just like everybody else do.
Is anything else do you want to say before we wrap it up? I know you might have some things to do. I know you be busy and booked. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
put out no location, but find her and do her thing when all this blow over, y'all can go get right by 'em. We're gonna make sure y'all
Oh
get a
yeah,
contact and
come see
everything.
me for Share Creations for sure. Um, no, I pretty much I wanted to come back on here a little bit more humble than I did last time. Okay, because a lot of people were saying that I was very snappy and all of that other stuff, but I'm not trying to just come on here and just spit stuff for my health. I'm not trying to come on here and just tell lies for no reason. That's not me. That's not my character. And anybody that
You know what? I really wish he asked her how did she feel about the interview from the podcast that she just did. I would have loved to know her thoughts. Now, I would listen. Is her name Derica? Miss Dowdy. If you happen to come across this video, God knows, because you never know who's watching you. If you happen to come across this video and you would like to share your thoughts on this hardly initiated podcast interview, please feel free to share your thoughts with me. I would appreciate it. Um, Even if you just DM me your thoughts, I just want to know. Not even for you to feel as if I'm trying to take advantage of this, maybe you come on my channel and I get views. I just really want to know your thoughts. Can you make a video? I'll stream it then, but yeah, feel free to hit me up, Sweet Mouth for Life at in what is it? Instagram and TikTok.
knows me knows that that is not something that I do. However, I am a person that rides for my family no matter what. I am a person that sticks up for any kids, whether it's mine or a relative or whatever. I do not want anybody out there thinking that these kids are being harmed by someone who really loves them and he really adores his kids. He's been there since day one, and it's killing him right now, the fact that y'all think that he would do anything malicious like this to.
I guess she shared her thoughts. Thank you, Cindy. I feel like I wanted to know more. Like, how did she feel about the hosts giving her the platform? Like details, share like how you felt about the 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 acting, the certain things that she said. The children were sacrificial lambs. Like I wanted a detailed breakdown of how she felt. Sorry, I just had to clear that up because you guys might be like, she just really did that on this interview. No, I want more.
to his own children. That's not the kind of guy he is. So I just wanted to just bring awareness to everybody. Like,
hey girl, I don't know if you still in here because every time I catch you, you leave. I'm like so late, like 15 minutes late. Hey Am, how you doing? Um, girl. I see you done posted something and took it down, and I went to comment and it was gone. Amber. But yeah, if you're still in here, shout out to you. I was gonna comment under something, but you deleted it. um, she gonna be sick if he gets the kids back. Oh my gosh, listen. She not only gonna be sick, she's going to look like, you know, the a person that had it all and they looked great. I think she's gonna look sick. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but when you lie like that, whatever karma that comes, you deserve it. Um, she'll be having baby number 6 with baby daddy number 4, and I do believe that might happen. Ms. Love said this story kind of sounds familiar. Shout out to you, Miss Love. I'm so over this lady. I wonder if she's gonna be in hiding for a while. But again, does anybody in here find it to be quite odd that she came on and did this story and had almost 3 million people viewed this video, and she only made 9,400 and something dollars? I've seen people ask for, you know, like really minor things and get more than what they expected. A person can have not a cash app, a GoFundMe up for $5,000, and people just give them in abundance and they end up having like 13, 15K. She put down $1 is my goal. I don't know if that was to make the people make her feel like she was humble and she wasn't asking for much. Let me finish this.
letting them in a little bit more on the situation. If Isis was the woman that I felt like she should be, then I would never have to report on her. But any woman that comes on here to exploit your kids for money or for likes and views and all of that is not a woman that I want to be around, or I would even trust around any kids, honestly. And a woman that doesn't stand on her own is not a woman that I feel like I can follow. So just be mindful, everyone.
Man, appreciate you for to tapping in with me, man. We're gonna get this out. We're gonna follow it, and hopefully your uncle can get full custody in the I guess.
If the uncle is a good man, I pray that everything turns around and she is exposed for the monster that she is, and he is redeemed. A lot of times, you know, men go through stuff like this and then the truth comes out. But you got to keep in mind, it could be a possibility that he did do it. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Boyfriend or baby father, especially if it's deserved and they moving righteous, and they moving with standards. And man, I appreciate you for coming through.
Man, I appreciate. Listen, I was looking at I gotta record something off of this video, y'all. Okay, so anybody that knows, I'm also doing content on Jaguar, right? And it's a lot of work. Sorry, Jaguar is pretty draining. Ooh, boy. Thank you guys for like sitting through this with me. I would like to say shout out to the host of that channel. It's called, let's see, the channel is called House of Hypocrites. He says he is not monetized on that one. So the interview is on 3 Ben Green, and it's spelled THREE and then space BEEN space Green, GREEN. Shout out to you. I wish I knew his name. But 3, thank you for this interview. And Miss Dowdy, Derica, thank you for doing the interview as well, because I was very, very interested in hearing what was going on her end. I wanted to hear how she felt about this interview. Do you guys think that the trophy wife is going to come back out and respond to Derica saying that she is mentally ill? She was living in her car. She was living in her car prior to. Basically used her uncle. She just needed a savior. Don't save her. Actually, she do want to be saved. But see what she do? She done took 5 years of his life. Now he's stuck with her forever because they have children. You guys do your homework. Come on now. Having kids with people so soon, be regretting it. That's your family now, sir. They should have done a thorough research before helping her condemn this man. Yeah, let me tell you something. Somebody needs to reach out to these guys on Hardly Initiated and ask them, do you actually believe this girl? Did you like, how did you feel while you were doing the interview? Did you not catch the red flags? Did you talk to the doctor after the show? Did the doctor say she saw red flags? I mean, we clearly saw what the doctor saw. The doctor was clearly over her. I almost didn't recognize the niece with the blonde. I know, me too. I actually like the blonde on her. It looked good. Shania says, pretty on the outside don't mean shit if you ugly on the inside to me. Same here. I know a lot of people that used to be attractive look like monsters to me now. PB says, they should have done a thorough research before helping. Oh, yeah, I did read that. Okay. Me says the first red flag was her agreeing to interview when men considering the topic. Hold on, let me read that again. The first red flag was her agreeing to interview with men considering the topic. That's a really good point. If my girls were violated, I wouldn't even want to be near any man so soon, especially talking about this. She needed to play the role of the damsel in distress. And thank you again, Cindy. Everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. Okay. Let's talk about it. It says, that's crazy. It was that easy when people with serious problems go through hell to get one. Floria, thank you so much for the super sticker. I miss you too. It's good to see you. People are very weird, G baby. Especially when you take away their livelihood. She depended on that man to take care of her. Now she has nothing. Did you see the desperation? Listen, before I go, just a reminder, because I know some of you probably don't even know that I had posted a video. Hold on. I know some of you probably didn't know. I just want you to see her real quick. I posted it a couple of days ago. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. I don't even know how to share the screen again. How do I do this? Please forgive me, y'all. I'm still learning. Literally. Okay. Okay, I'm going to unshare the screen and reshare it. It's called Red Flags of a Trophy Wife and TikTok Reactions to the Interview. So I want to go here. Okay, the first red flag.
heard someone who I've never met in my life coming on here trying to blame my son. Someone whom I've never met in my life trying to come on here and blame my son for the sick and disgusting things that my daughter's father was doing. This is not a game. This is not a game.
Okay, so I played this in the beginning as a reminder that she had came on to defend herself and her son and immediately took it down. Why is that? If you just defended your son against those horrific, disgusting allegations, why would you delete this live? Why? Why not come back with another video and state your son is innocent? I thought you're supposed to protect your children.
How dare you? How dare you blame this on an innocent child? You talk about you got proof? You have proof?
The first thing I want to do before is talk about our episode sponsor here, because our episode sponsor, the Fight the Flesh bracelet. I want everybody to rock, especially if you're my initiates. Go ahead, copy a nice gold-plated
Big facts.
Fight the Flesh.
Fight the Flesh is the mantra, guys, and this is the thing. We need a daily reminder to continue to remind us of all the things that we are fighting daily. And
I would definitely get that. Fight the flesh. Fight the flesh. You guys don't understand how powerful the flesh can be. What's up, friends, foes, and subbies? Let's talk about Isis Morales, the trophy wife. The other day she did, I'm only playing a little bit of it just so you could see something. The interview with Hardly Initiated, and the interview just brought out a bunch of red flags. Now, I decided to go back and review the interview and just point out a few things, but before I do that, some of you don't know what fighting the flesh is, so I'm here to tell you what it is, and I want to see if you recognize the first red flag. Fight the flesh means to actively resist and overcome the sinful desires and tendencies within oneself, often referring to the natural inclination towards selfish or immoral actions that are considered part of human nature. It goes on to say it is a constant internal struggle to choose good over temptation. Now listen to what Isis says.
Absolutely.
For my son. I need one for my sons.
You know what?
we're going to send the whole fam one.
We gonna send
the whole fam one. We can do
We
this.
sending the Fight the Flesh bracelets
A care
over
package.
to you, Isis, so we got you. Absolutely.
For my son. I need one for my son.
You know what?
We're going to send the whole fam one.
We
We're
gonna
going to send the whole fam one. We can do
I'm not sure if she caught herself, but after saying, I need one for my son, she says, I need one for my sons. I need one for... I really feel like she caught herself in that myself. Now, that was way too early for the first red flag. The show didn't even start yet. Okay,
Which I think is
people from as a crutch. This right.
obedience is better than for me to take a break from taking care and over.
Just confirms to me it is all about the money.
I mean, is there anything that, you want to say to the people before we go ahead and let you go?
I did.
FYI, if you watch this entire interview, you would know that her energy changed. Her energy completely changed after talking to the therapist, the psychologist, whatever she was. She's upset here, and it clearly shows.
This for the victims. And when I saw the victims in my comments that said my mom never believed me, even if it was just one comment, but it was so many, I knew I did the right thing. I knew putting the video out was the right thing. God has shown me over and over that this has been the right thing. And for everybody who wants to say, I need to take a break, please write me a check for me to take a break from taking care of my children.
For me personally, her saying, everybody that says I need to take a break, why wouldn't people advise you to take a break? Why are you upset that people are advising you to take a break from online? Like, I don't get it. It just goes to show it's all about money.
Please do. That's what I have to say about that. Okay? So I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to speak my truth. I'm going to continue to be obedient because obedience is better than sacrifice. And I'm going to continue to do what I'm called to do, regardless of how anybody feels about it. Because God is using me and I'm just here to do what he tells me to do. I'm going to continue to do so.
Isis mentions God so many times throughout the interview that it just stuck out like a sore thumb. And it kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable, as if she was using him. I didn't notice this at first, but maybe I might be reaching. But do you feel like that outfit is appropriate? The off the shoulder for an interview about your children being violated by your husband? Him as a crutch. Here she uses him when it comes to her monetary issues.
Be obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And I'm going to continue to do what I'm called to do, regardless of how anybody feels about it, because God is using me and I'm just here to do what he tells me to do. I'm going to continue to do so. Yes.
Just responsibility and financially.
Oh my gosh, we've been struggling so bad. This man is not paying any type of support on time. He sends some of it. I made maybe $100 a month from YouTube when we broke up. I had nothing. I still am fighting every day. Even GoFundMe. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Don't you think it's crazy that a mother with how many children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Mother of 5? You didn't save any money? You don't have any money saved? She was solely dependent on this man to spoil her. Now she doesn't have him, so she's fighting. She's fighting to ruin his life. That's what I think. If I can't have your money, it's not even, you ever heard the saying, if I can't have you, nobody can? It's if I can't have your money, I'm going to ruin your reputation. I'm going to ruin you.
They won't even let me get the money out. I don't know if people have been reporting it or being weird, and the devil has been working so hard, people just don't know. And it's because God is using me. God wants me to tell this story, and the enemy gets mad every single time.
I don't think that it's the devil blocking. I think it's God blocking people from losing their money from a lie. That's just, she got up there, and next thing you know, they drop her Cash App, and there you have it. She did the interview, got her little coins. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think she made that much money. Reason being, if you guys go back to the original interview, the comments were eating her up, chewing her up, and spitting her out. Like, when I say they were terrible, I felt a little overwhelmed. And I said to myself, thank God she can't see the comments. I would have got up and left. The wrong head was making the call, so they saw no red flags. I'm glad they did the interview. It gave viewers a glimpse of her true character. That is true. I'm me. That is true. I'm glad she did it, because it's going to backfire. And yes, I will end the live very shortly. I just wanted to, share my afterthoughts and just remind you guys, if you missed out on my video entitled Red Flags of a Trophy Wife, there are some really good commentators from TikTok, because some of you don't have TikTok. So check out my video. There's a professional that leaves her professional commentary and her thoughts and opinions, whatever. And I love it. She was my actual favorite. And I tagged their names from TikTok on there too. The niece said she bought the wedding rings. I mean, the wife said she purchased his ring. And I think it was like $300 or something. I don't know. Like, share, subscribe, please. If you please. Hey, Kenda, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Definitely a psycho. She is, right? Okay. With the Chanel hat on. Who had a Chanel hat on? Who had a Chanel? Derica. There's a family pic somewhere with Derica in it. Don't play. Let's talk about it. She says she never seen Derica a day in her life. She better not be in a family pic, because if she is and I find it, you already know I'm posting it. I'll X the kids out. They never met. Wonder why. That's what she say. Derica has been around their kids, though. If she's been around their kids, I'm pretty sure she met the mother. I wish, if I had an opportunity to ask Derica, I would say to Derica, how did you feel about her going live right after your allegations and her, saying what she had to say, saying that you had no receipts, saying that you were lying? How do you feel about that? That's number one. How did you feel about her posting and deleting it and disappearing for weeks? I would have asked her those questions. And, because I'd be like, she says she's never met you a day in her life. Is that true? Have you guys ever met? When I get an opportunity to talk to people or interview them, I legit think of the questions on the spot. So that's something I would have asked. Oh, you guys feel like her outfit was inappropriate. Thank you, Mrs. Poo Poo. How are you? Tiara says the same thing. You was thinking the same thing. You too, let's talk. I said the men were thinking with the wrong head. They sure probably were. Believed her. It's not a Christian podcast. She forgot where she was. I just feel like the off the shoulder was a bit much. She couldn't help it. She had to bring the sex appeal for the men, right? I said the men were thinking with the wrong, you said. She used God to play on people's emotions. That reminds me of another content creator I've been talking about that loves money. She constantly talks about God. Oh, how they do this and get away with it. How much did her GoFundMe make? You want to know? Let me show you. I refreshed it and everything. And again, okay, we're at 9,446. Refresh, still the same. So her last donation was 6 hours ago. So people are still donating. It's been pretty scarce though. Look. Listen. This is pretty bad. Only 229 people were touched by her story. Tell me, what are your thoughts on that, guys? Does that make sense to you? She almost got 3 million views and only 229 people gave her donations. Huh? Something ain't right. It ain't. But I'm going to leave it at that. All right, I will be ending the live shortly. I just wanted to catch up with what you guys were saying. Only now she mentions God, never mentioned God in any other video. I know. There was somebody that was a subscriber of hers that told me she never mentioned God before. Interesting. Do you think it's possible that these men knew she was a fraud and just pretended they believed her? You know what? That could possibly be true. Sometimes people do that. And it was going to bring them and views, more subscribers. Guess what? I ended up subscribing to that channel the day or 2 days prior. That's how I knew about the interview. So, people do stuff like that. Promotion. All her viewers, it's like she's a hot topic. Almost 3 million people viewed her video. Let's get her on the show. Did she say something was wrong with the GoFundMe? She said that GoFundMe will not allow her to remove the funds. So, yeah. All right, guys. I really appreciate your time. If you want to watch the entire interview without my commentary, feel free to go to, I told you what the podcast was again. And I forgot. But anyways, just rewind my video. I'll tell you, and I will put it down in the comment section. I'll pin it. Shout out to the person that interviewed, and shout out to Derica for doing the interview. Next time, we want more details, girl. Did you ever meet her? Do you know her? Let us sister know. All right. She probably did them last donations. Didn't she say something was wrong with the GoFundMe? Yeah. Give it up for GoFundMe. Holla. All right, y'all. Thank you. Peace. I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all, I got a lot to go do.